Everyone to be, create, inspire. And it's funny. I love when there's stuff that goes on in my life that I get to bring into this podcast and really show you guys almost behind the scenes how business develops, how the ideas come through, how they get put into place. And it's funny, like this episode, I'm coming from a place of being completely burnt out. I hit the biggest wall I've ever hit in my life. And for those of you who know me personally, that's never happened before. So we had a really intense season, right? January, February, March, April were probably the most energy fulfilling and depleting. And I say that because the things that happened brought me the most amount of joy, but they also took the most amount of energy from me. And it was so crazy, right? It was so crazy to experience this, but I'm going to break it all down in just a minute. For those of you who are new, hi, I'm Ari. And this podcast is really all about the being. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But it's also about the creating. So what happened? Let's go back to January, where we were supposed to have our, one of the biggest shows, the Yoga Expo in Los Angeles. And then the fires came. So we had to pivot within like 5 days, had to pivot a whole show. I turned it into an online fundraiser, like within 24 hours. And then we had to reschedule everything for April. So just imagine that, right? Over 1,000 people, 80, 90 exhibitors, volunteers, presenters, everything had to get rescheduled, refunds, people asking for chargebacks and being kind of nasty. Also, some people being so amazing and so graceful. So all that happened in January, which took so much time and energy and mental capacity that it was intense. So I'd been carrying that intensity till now. We're in May right now. Boom, April show, amazing. 1,500 people. Like it was so powerful, it was so beautiful. Boom, 3 weeks later, Florida. And right when we did Florida on May 3rd, I'm the marketing chair, the volunteer marketing chair director for TEDx Miami. So I was basically in charge of filling 3 shows with marketing, activities. And while running my coaching business, while running and launching my new clothing line, Move. Please check it out, moveathleticwear.com. And I hit a wall. So for the last few days, not only did I not feel good, but I was uninspired to do anything. Like all I did was like sit in bed, watch TV, eat some yummy food, hang out with my daughter, maybe did a little business here and there. I run my coaching calls for Arise, for my group, Amplify. But I did it not from a place of being energy rich. I did everything that this last couple of like week and a half from a place of being energy drained. But here's where the oh shit comes to the aha. I was like, how am I operating, right? Where am I leaving gaps, or where are there holes from my like pranic ecosystem? And when I say pranic, it's not just like my body, but like everything around me, right? Like it expands beyond me. Where are there holes that I'm just being drained, energetically drained? Like where am I being drained at home? Where am I being drained in my relationships? Where am I being drained in my business? Like, is it lack of boundaries? Is it lack of systems? So if you've ever felt like this, please connect with me because I had never experienced it and it was crazy. I literally felt like somebody took my like Everlast Bunny battery and boop, unplugged me. I was operating at like 20%. I just wanted to sleep everywhere. So as a high achiever, first of all, I want to recognize that I do ask a lot of myself. I ask a lot of my brain. I ask a lot of my heart. I ask a lot of my physical body. I work out. I will meditate. I'll do like self-care practices, but not as much because, again, I have a 5-year-old, I have a husband, I have, a household to run. And yeah, it sucked. But here's the aha moment. I was like, where am I like creating these opportunities for my energy to be like dissipated? And I went back into my creator, mechanic strengths, my superpowers. And one, I was like, I didn't create a business that fully, right? A lot of my business supports my lifestyle because that's, I'm all about lifestyle design. But I didn't create a business that is exactly how I want it, right? I gave into a way of working that I love, but it's not my ultimate, like my highest form of service. So went back and said, this has to change. So I've been working on things in the background, which I'm super excited to tell you guys about, more about funnels and more about automation and more about daily sales, because that's where I know my dopamine comes from, is when like systems are working in the back end and I'm allowing them to work. Because yeah, maybe I'll spend 1 or 2 days building something, but that thing that I've built will be working for me for months, right? And it'll give me that ROI in terms of time, and it'll give me the ROI in terms of investment. So, if you're ever feeling scattered, like that's kind of where I was feeling. I was feeling low energy and scattered. And I was like, I was offering too many things. I even saw a little bit of like my income drop. But again, look at the crazy, right? I saw my income drop. I saw some things happen. And again, this beautiful aha moment, I realigned myself internally and boom, clients started like coming back, knocking on my door. So it is really about that, like being energy rich first, the being, so that we create from that place of energy, of inspiration, of beauty, of grace, right? So today I'm going to talk about one of those biggest shifts that you can make in your business, that you can make in your life. And we do that through focusing on clarity. And if you notice this word focus, this is what a lot of us who are hyper creative, multi-passionate entrepreneurs, that's what happens, is that we go horizontal versus going deep. Okay. Because all I want is for us to get like clarity, confidence, and clients. That's it. So here's the problem with having that scattered energy. Like maybe it's like too many offers, too many things, too many passions, is that then people are confused. You might have heard me saying this before, a confused buyer doesn't buy. So if you're in this place of, okay, what am I doing? If you're asking yourself these questions, like, what am I doing? Like, what's my purpose? Like, how am I working? Then you want to start small and tight. Okay, small and tight. This creates simplicity. And with simplicity, you can build just a few systems to get things moving along for you. And it gives you a more narrow way of working. Now, you're saying, but Ari, why would I want to narrow myself? Well, narrowing doesn't mean making less money. It actually can mean making more money. So you don't want to confuse your audience. Like, you don't want to pay the price of like context switching, right? Like there's a lot of energy when it comes to like new offers, new this, like new modalities. And I'm telling you, like I felt that, right? I have Move, the clothing line. Then I had expos. Then I had my coaching. Then I had TEDx. So the amount of energy that my brain had to output on a daily basis to be like, switch. It's a lot. And especially each of those brands, each of those businesses required different activities, different strategies, like ads for TEDx, creative, managing social media, writing emails. With Move was like brand, organizing, right? There were so many different ways that my brain was being pulled that it was like exhausting at the end of the day. So the more you narrow down and the more that you create systems to support this new way of working, it's going to relieve so much mental energy, like drainage from you. Okay. So it doesn't mean that like more is better. It means that simplicity and narrow focus is better. And like I've now, like on a personal note, like I've made some, I think, really important decisions in my life that are going to 10x my results in a much shorter amount of time, right? Because I'm all about time. Like I don't like to waste time. I'm like the efficiency queen. So I think this is going to be really powerful again for me. But I had to go through my like season of oh shit, my winter, where I had to go in, even though maybe I was watching TV, for this to happen. It like slowed my brain down. It created time to think about things, to write some notes, and to create that space for this like new inspiration to come through. So don't think that more offers, more diversity, more of this is more money. And I had this realization with one of my clients the other day in my Amplify program, right? She was like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff. She does like tarot, she does yoga therapy, she does astrology, she does Ayurveda. So she does all these things. And I was like, well, let's look at your Instagram profile. Let's just start with that, because a lot of the times when we look at our Instagram profiles, it dictates what's going on in our brain and our business. And I was like, let's do a glow up, an Instagram glow up. I was like, if I was somebody who didn't know you and it came to your page, I have no idea what you do. Like I see that there's yoga therapy, but there's nothing about yoga therapy on your feed. You talk about astrology, but nothing on your bio talks about astrology. So there was like such a big disconnect. And she was like, oh my God, because what was happening is that her, like right now, her like business growth strategy was doing a lot of visibility and then I was like, well, so you're focusing on visibility, but you're sending people to a page that has no cohesion, right? There's nothing that's tying it all together. And this is where I love to, coach people out. So if you're missing this like glue in between your ideas, and like, please reach out to me. Like I am the cohesion queen. I like things to make sense, and we create client journeys, customer journeys. So think that like right now your clients, they want clarity. They want to know how you can help them, like what's in it for them. And having this focus on the one thing, and I'm going to quote very badly because I'm terrible at this. Ryan Levesque, if you guys haven't checked him out, Ryan, you probably don't even know who I am, but big ups. The work that you do is great. So he says that if you really focus on that one person, right, that I can talk about this ad nauseum, that like one ideal client, like think of that person that's like willing to pay you. You might have had this person in your world before, but like that's willing to pay you, that's willing to do the work, that's willing to show up, right? That you're excited about working with. Focus all your energy around that one person instead of the 100 people. Instead of your like Instagram followers, pick one follower and build your entire business around them. Like what would happen, right? If you went like that focused, and if you went that clear, that they're like, wow, how does Ari know the stuff that I'm going through? Well, it's because I've been focusing on you. You hear me? So when we do that, then the offers that we build, maybe it's like one offer, that core offer, right? Your signature system. Then you become known for something. Trust me, it's so powerful when people are like, oh, Ari funnels. Oh, Ari systems. Oh, Ari digital marketing. Right? I become known. And Ari in the wellness world. It's very powerful. So you can refine messaging, refine testimonials, refine positioning, right? It's all about that subtlety. Like think about this. Those of us who practice yoga, who have like a wide spectrum of self-care. Okay. So we do our maybe bigger workouts, we do our subtle workouts, then we do our meditation, we do our breath work. Think of the things that have gotten you to where you want to be, right? So let's say for me, doing like weightlifting and functional type of movement workouts is newer for me, right? I've been doing yoga for 20 years, but this type of movement is fairly new. It's in the last 2 years. So if I really think about where I am now, in the beginning, I had to learn the movements. Like, how do I hold a kettlebell? How do I do a squat properly? Now, all I've been doing is refining and improving. Instead of doing Bulgarian single leg, I don't know, what are they called? Squats with 10 pounds, I'm at 35 pounds. And so now I'm testing. I'm seeing what works, which exercise gives me the best results, because I'm coming from a place of wisdom. Same thing, when you first started doing pranayama, maybe it took you a long time to really feel the effects of the pranayama. But for example, what I did on the beach the other day, I did some alternate nostril breathing for like 2 minutes, and I was brand new. Because again, now I'm refining. I can find the subtleties. So this is how things happen in business, right? We go from like new, weird, difficult to refine, improve. And if we do that all with focus on like a few tasks, then we start becoming better at those tasks. And over time, we become more comfortable, whereas then we can become a little bit uncomfortable. We evolve to our new aspect of ourselves. So when you really bring that that focus, that essence, and again, I started talking to you guys about burnout, and it's because I was doing too much for everybody, right? I had no boundaries. So now, closed myself in, brought that energy back, and I swear it was like I came back from the dead. Like 3 days ago, I just like popped up and I was like, I'm going to the gym. My husband was like, wow, you feel better. I was like, I am better. Like inside, outside, like everywhere. Like even my daughter was like, mama, right? She saw it. And it was just so beautiful for me to witness like the wall that I hit in order for me to be able to look back and say, what happened? This is where the refinement happens, and why focusing and having that attention and that awareness is what's going to make you a better business owner, a better mom, a better partner, a better friend. I can't thank yoga enough for these gifts that I get to see in my business. And that's when like clients, boom, like clients that are paying me, like saying like, I want to work with you privately. I know I'm in your group confinement, but I want to work with you privately. Like I'm getting so many results by working with you. Or like, hey, Ari, like when we worked together, I had a client come back who's paying me like 3 times as much, because he's like, the work that we did was so powerful. I need to now like experience it in this new way. So build that authority, like narrow things down, show up in the place in your business where you're going to be like lit up, energy rich, right? And think that the more you start then setting up systems for this, okay, systems that support this, then you can even have more time to like develop things and be in this place of joy versus having to like feel like your business is heavy. Okay. So if you want to build like 6-figure path, even if you're just starting, okay, think about narrowing and focusing. Think about doing some math. What's your revenue math, right? Like, is there a 3K offer, 3 clients a month? That's $100,000 a year, $108,000 a year. It's not even 10K a month. You could be doing 9K a month. That's over 6 figures per year. One offer, easy to launch and scale. One funnel that sells, and one funnel that helps you like generate authority and traffic, and that helps you do some passive sales in the back end. So that's called like my gateway fast sales funnel, and then the conversion funnel, right? Think about like brand equity, People remember. They remember your signature offers. They remember your signature work. Energy rich. Less is more. Simple systems create big results. And avoid yourself from trying to please everyone, including yourself. Like, my brain has so many ideas. And if I were to please my brain, if I don't create boundaries of my brain because I'm like a hyper creative, burnout. And even the other day, I was like, oh, I'm going to create this new thing. And I was like, no, stop. Don't create anything new. Look at the full stack of offers that you have. Like, you have the retreats course. You have your brand, art of branding. You have the inbox to open email marketing course. Like, you have all these courses, and FYI, I'm putting the link below. Why are you going to create anything new? Can we focus on using what you already have and maximizing it so that you get new clients, but with things that are already in your sphere, right? In your assets. So this is literally a lesson for you. If you're new to business, start this way. And if you've been in business and you kind of feel like at this point where you are a little bit scattered, where you're like, I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to put my time, my energy. Like, listen from me. Don't hit your wall. Create these boundaries, create simplicity, create the systems, automations, like all the things. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that coming up. I'm going to have a workshop series where we build funnels and automations together. I'm very excited about it. So please be on the lookout for my socials and everything. But it's a really powerful way of seeing your business, seeing yourself within your business, and really knowing, right? Coming from a place of knowing from your heart, from your mind, from your whole state, right? Tony Robbins said, like, it's not the strategy, it's your state. So if my state was discombobulated, how would I build any sort of like lasting strategy? No way. Like, there was just no way on earth that anything good was going to come out when I was feeling the way I was feeling. Looking at some of the teachings that I give my clients, there's a concept of like anchors and rockets. So an anchor, think what it does, like it like fixes you. It pulls you down, right? If I were to tie like an anchor to your foot, you would get pulled down into the bottom of the sea. But if I connect you to a rocket, so I started looking at the people in my life, like, who are my anchors and who are my rockets, and really creating like a bubble and being like, I don't let anchors in my life. I don't let people who drain my energy, who don't make me feel good. I only want people who are like taking me upwards. So it's just so beautiful. And I share this with you guys. Like, I share my vulnerabilities because if you haven't experienced this, at some point you will. It's just the nature of being an entrepreneur. Like, there's the shit storms, the days where you just want to burn everything to the ground, like go outside and have a temper tantrum and cry your face out. Like, they happen. And I've had so many of them. Like, I've been in business for 20 years. I've been in the coaching industry for almost a decade. So I come to you from a place of wisdom, and I almost want you to see behind the curtain, because I'm very excited about what's happening now. Like, the new ways that I'm going to be working, that I'm going to be supporting you all at the end of the day. Retreats coming up, new ways of like implementing your funnels, your systems, your softwares, and really coming at it from a place of strength and power, but in a feminine way. And I think I was missing some of that. So thank you for listening today. Thank you for checking out the Ari behind the, nice pictures on social media. And I did go through it. And if you're not on my email list, I sent actually a really cool email the other day about, help me help you. So if you want to take a moment and write me. I would love to know what you're interested in so I can make the trainings for you. If it's branding and like positioning as one of them, if it's courses and creating, more revenue through courses, and if it's high ticket offers. So if you let me know either brand, courses, or high ticket offers, that would be super helpful. And always connect with me on Instagram, ari.biz.coach. And thank you for listening today. Please subscribe. Maybe share this with somebody that's going through something. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you, even if I don't know you. Sending so much love and gratitude. See you on the next episode.